He knows you're going to throw the pearl to the swine. So he wants to wait until you have gotten your mind made up to be a good steward over what he's giving you, and then he unlocks that miracle in your life. Then he shows you that money. Let me tell you, he's such a good God that I love the fact that he protects me from myself. I love the fact that he protects me from myself. And so some of you, what you will realize is as you begin to put to application what you've been learning for the last 4 or 5 weeks on being a good steward over your finances, as God sees that you are serious about changing it, you will see money start to pop up. You will see money start to pop up because he blesses you for that obedience. You understand? He's going to bless you for that obedience. There's no way that you can come in here and learn what you're learning and then begin to implement that which you are learning and God not bless you for that. You're blessed just for obedience. Y'all look like, not me. I ain't getting that. Well, let me tell you something. If you're trying to figure out where it could come from, you're already messing up. You're already messing up. You just had a prophet, a mouthpiece of God, tell you, if you make up in your mind to apply, to implement the things that you've learned, that God's going to rain a blessing, financial blessing towards you. That's something you just say yes. You ain't got to take it. It's all right. I like overflow, God. Okay? So we have, how many of you have actually done the work? On the worksheets that I gave you, you've actually done the work. Okay? Is there anything that you've learned about yourself by doing the assignment? Is there anything you learned about yourself and the way that you spend? And what you needed to change for yourself? Okay? What you needed to change just by doing the homework. Man, y'all ain't even do the homework, did you?
The biggest thing I learned about myself is that I'm an erratic spender.
Impulsive.
Yes, very impulsive. And because that's how I grew up, just spending money. I didn't have to work for it, so I didn't appreciate it. I just got it. So I spent it as fast as it came in is as fast as it went out. And so
wait right there before you finish that. Mm-hmm. She said the way that I came up, it came and I spent. Mm-hmm. What does that say? You know, I love your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Braxton. I love y'all, but I'm just saying.
Spoiled.
And because you were spoiled as a child, what did it do for your finances as an adult?
It made me irresponsible with my finances.
Do y'all hear this? If you don't make your children responsible financially as a child, if you give them money without any guidance with the money that you give to them, you are setting them up for financial failure as an adult. Y'all understand? Because her parents just gave her what she wanted. So she was just used to getting whatever she want, when she want. That's not something that stops when you become an adult. Yeah. That's something that became a part of her. Mm-hmm. And it jacked her finances up when it's actually time to be responsible. That's what I mean about not giving your kids everything they ask for. You're messing your kids up when you give them everything they ask for. You're messing your kids up when you don't allow structure where they have to earn money. Where they have to make sure that if you want your allowance for the week, your chore has to be complete for the week. I don't have to ask you to do your chore. It's already done. For every time that I have to remind you or ask you to do the chore, we deduct from your allowance. When you start teaching your children that type of stewardship as a child, they learn as an adult, I got to work for mine. I got to work for mine. My mom didn't just throw me money. I had everything I needed. I didn't have everything I wanted. Okay? So then I, as an adult, came up like, I got to work and get what I need to get. And I'm still that way.
Yeah. And so I realized I was doing the same thing with my kids. Like if we were go grocery shopping at Walmart, and they would like pick up a toy, I would just, oh, you just put it in the cart, it's $5.
Oh,
whatever.
shoot.
And so I like in this lesson, I realized that, and it was like my eyes just opened. I was like, oh, nah, girl, put that back. We'll leave it at the register or something. But I just thank God for this lesson because now I'm just more mindful.
That's right. Make your kids have to earn. Stop. Listen, if you can afford to give your children an allowance, that's the best way to start teaching them stewardship. My mom would give me $5 a week when I was like under the age of 10, you know? So that would be like $20 a week now, I guess, you know? But I got $5 a week, and I had to plan that spending for that $5 if I didn't want to be broke the rest of the week. She taught me that as a kid because you ain't gonna get another $5 till next Friday. So I had to make that money stretch. Okay?
Two things. I learned that I'm an emotional spender.
Ooh, depression is very expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to go into that.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about all of us.
No,
Depression is very expensive.
Yeah. I realize I'm an emotional spender. And the savings part. So I realized that when I would save, and then I would get emotional, I would spend my savings.
Let me challenge you. You know how we say we on the diet till we get hungry? Mm-hmm. You saved until you wanted something.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know AFC. You saved till you wanted something. It wasn't just emotional buying. You saved until you wanted something.
So for me, I learned that I can save, but I save only for a specific reason. I don't just save just to have savings.
Wow.
And then I also learned that I know like the budget and everything that I have set, for us, but I don't say anything. And so when we begin to spend, then it's just like, this is for X, Y, and Z, but it's gone now because you just spent it, and so it's just like, eh. And so I don't say anything.
You don't communicate.
Yes. And so, like, I grew up with savings and stuff, but he didn't. So it's just like, we got to communicate to get on the same page so that way our household is in order.
Wow. Now that one I would have got wrong. I would have thought that Megan was the save a lot. Save a lot. Because Megan is very, what's the word? Low maintenance. Minister Megan is a low maintenance woman. So I would have figured that she would have been the saver.
So for me, that tithing is a sacrifice until I look back at it. And that when I look back at it, I have to not think about, because I think that sometimes,
Really?
like I look back one time, when they give you the paper for taxes,
Uh-huh.
and they be like savings, tithes. So it's like just realizing, because I've gotten to the point to where, I don't like Evangelist Mike said last week, I don't mind giving. I'll give. But it got to the point to where I lost like the honor for it, the reverence for it.
Right.
Because it's just like, I'm going to give regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So just losing the reverence for the giving, the intent behind the giving. And then that when I celebrate through eating. And so it's like, bro, let's go get something to eat. That's my celebration.
That's most church folk.
Right. So learning, because why not eat? But just learning that there's better ways to celebrate. So I'm telling y'all, thank y'all for let me tell y'all, I've been eating off of salads, food bank every once in a while, and them gift cards. Boy, I've been running them gift cards on top of what I've been cooking at the crib. So I really appreciate it.
I would have never thought that you looked at tithe as a sacrifice. Because I look at tithe as just not mine. I look at tithe as just not mine.
Oh, so it don't belong to you.
It never belonged to me in the beginning. I look at it as I got the 100%. All of it belongs to him. He's just going to let me use 90. So therefore, how I'm going to complain about the 10 that he kept of his stuff? Well, he kept 10 of his stuff and gave me 90. So I never look at tithing as a sacrifice. I've never looked at it that way, because all of it's his. If I gave you $100 of my money right now and say, all I want you to do is give me 10 back, would it be a sacrifice to give me that 10 back?
Not a sacrifice, you right.
You just be so happy because you got 90. You say, sure, I give you 10. Matter of fact, here go 20. Because you want me to do it again. Right? If you begin to look at your giving with God like that, it changes. It changes your heart for giving. Because truth be told, I don't have to have a heart to give. It's just his. It's just his. He ain't got to touch my heart to give him his money back. It's just his. If the devil look at you, make you look at it as you are sacrificing, it's a struggle to give him 10% of his money back, then giving to God is going to always be an issue for you. It's going to always be an issue for you. But when I look at it like Jesus just gave me $100, you say you want me to break this 100 and give you $10 back? I'll break 100 any day. You give me $100, I'll break it and give you 10. Joyfully. Joyfully. I'm just saying. Change your thinking. Mm-hmm.
I realized I had a fear of money. Meaning, like, because I didn't grow up learning how to handle money, like, when I don't know something, I run from it.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
which is a bad habit for a lot of you, running from the unknown.
So my cop out, which is bad because I wasn't leading as a man, was like, babe, you handle the finances.
Ooh-wee.
I'm just being honest. I'm being honest.
You know who you married to, though?
I know. That's why I mean, well, hold on, don't chop my family up now. Come on now, come pull back. But I'm saying I realize, like, in this season, I'm realizing I can't hand it over unless I have a vision for it. And so just learning that I got to do certain things differently. I can't leave my family ignorant in certain areas. And so, though I didn't learn, I can learn.
That's right.
That's what I got.
That's right. Listen, there's nothing that's happening in this world today that you can't learn about. You guys are such tech savvy individuals, and you can Google and YouTube and learn how to do some of everything. I'm not understanding why you don't Google and YouTube finances, Google and YouTube how to be a good husband, how to be a good father. You understand? How do you think I put lessons together for you guys? I Google, I YouTube, I learn, I listen and learn, and then I'm able to regurgitate, what I hear or what I read to you guys. So if I can do it, and y'all are wiser than me, okay? Because the Bible says that each generation gets weaker but wiser. So you guys are wiser than me. So there's no reason why you can't do the studying that I do.
So
That's the saver right there.
I am a saver. I learned my issue is not with saving. It's
Sure
with-
ain't.
My problem is that I haven't addressed being an impulsive buyer. Like, I'm like, if I see something and it sounds like a good, like if they say it's 5 for 5, I don't even need all 5, but it's 5 for 5. It sounds like I gotta have all 5. Like,
You're a sucker for a sale.
yes. if you say it's 10 for 10, and I really only I don't need 5 Slim Jims, but they're 5 for 5, so I buy all 5.
Well, you should.
But yeah, that's the best.
You should. You save money. And opportunities like that's not a bad thing. It's opportunities like that for you to be a blessing to someone else. You're blessed to be a blessing. So you don't need all 10. But you can give one a person and another one to another person. Say, I was just thinking about you. And that one little Slim Jim, I was thinking about you, will go a long way on that person's day.
And then the other thing I learned when I actually was a financial advisor at Chartway.
Hold up, y'all heard this? She was a financial advisor.
At Chartway. What they taught us, when you do the little training, I was talking to one of the ladies, and she said, never give your child an allowance because when they grow up, they're still going to feel that sense of they're owed something. But you can give them an allowance, but don't call it an allowance, call it commission. So that way, for whatever you're paying them for the work that they did, that way the more they learn, the more work you do, the more you get paid. So when they get older, they learn the harder I work, the more money I'll make. So instead of just giving it to them, make them work for it.
Well, that can you have to, because like when it comes to their chores, those are things that they are supposed to do without getting paid. That's their job. So I don't like to do it as you're getting paid for doing your chore, because your chore is your job. Just like my mom wouldn't let me work when I was in school. She said, your job is to go to school. That's your job. So I could only work summer jobs because she was like, there would never be a reason for you to say I couldn't study because I had to work. We take care of everything you need. Your job is to go to school. So I don't want a child to feel like I'm going to wash the dishes and I'm going to get paid, because they should wash the dishes because that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
But you can have that allowance. This is your allowance that I choose to give you as a parent, but you can deduct from it.
Right. So if you do a part 2, you can do like what I do with Khalil. He got a base pay and a commission. The base pay is what he get, and then his commission, like if I see him doing like good stuff, like when he jumps up there to help somebody on the drums because he feel like he see a lack or whatever, I'm like, yo, you get $2 for that because I saw you trying to fill in the gap, just to make him feel like. But it makes him amp to do stuff. So even with football, like he's like, Coach, you need me to do something? Like, it just gives him a sense of responsibility so he can.
Does he expect something from them though?
No, he just does it because he loves it.
Okay. All right. You got base pay and commission. You need another kid? I work good. I know, right?
I realized like I've always been blessed financially. Ever since I got saved, I've been blessed financially. Because I remember Cindy Trim saying, she was like, money flows through my life like wind and it rains on me like water. And so I took that for me. I was like, God, I want that to be my life. And so I've always lived like that. Like money's gonna blow through here eventually. Like I don't really have to worry about it because it's gonna rain on me eventually. And now I'm realizing like, hey, you might want to slow down and start really focusing in on what God is giving you, because he's giving you an abundance, but you're not being diligent enough to actually save it and
plan saving
it. And because I can save, I can do all that other stuff, but it's never really been organized. Pretty much, I've never organized it. I can do it, but it's never been organized. So now I'm really focusing in on having an objective when I do stuff. And so, yeah, I've been taking my time to really focus.
Praise him.
So at first I thought that my spending was impulsive.
Go closer to the mic so they can hear you online.
At first I thought my spending was impulsive, but it's not impulsive. I do have emotional spending, but what I realized is that I overcompensate, especially when it comes to my children, because of what I didn't have growing up as a child. So even if they don't need nothing, mama's still spending, buying, knowing that they don't need. And then I do.
Well, did you learn what happens with that with Gabby? Okay.
And then I realized that I do the same thing for myself as well. And because of that, like I would have had like a lot more saved. And one thing what really opened my eyes was when Mari had got some money and he wanted me to do something. I'm like, well, use your money. And his facial expression
Change.
and I'm like, you got money, you buy it. But even though he had money, he still expected mama to pay for it because it's something that I've always done. And so I had to tell him, okay, so your money is your money and my money is your money. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. And so in order to like teach him how to save, because as soon as he get his money, he learned it, right? He may not see me spending all the time, but as soon as he get it, he buy things that he doesn't need because I buy stuff that I don't need and they don't need. So it's the same thing. So I get upset with him, but it's a learned behavior that I'm changing.
You getting upset with him for being you?
Yes, ma'am. And so it's something that I'm changing, and being, I wouldn't say, the way how things shifted now with me being out of the military to now, is like it gave like a bigger eye opener because if I was still in, I would have just keep doing this. It's not that I don't have it, but I was doing it freely. And now that I'm like, okay, I'm dipping in what I'm supposed to be saving is frustrating me. So now I'm like, okay, I need to reevaluate what I'm doing.
So the military was your safety net.
Yes.
You have to realize that. And what I mean by that is, remember, part one, principle number one was God is my source. God is my source. But the military has a way of giving you guys a safety net that I'm going to always have on the 1st and the 15th. And so you have to have less faith in God because your faith is in the fact that the government going to pay you.
And I'm like, budget? What? I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, because I'm not budget. Like, what is budget? Like, what? It was no budget, and I hope I helping somebody, because it was no budget. Because I had it, and so because I had it, I spend it, and so now.
But now it's
like,
gone.
Nah, it ain't gone.
I'm talking about what you spent.
Oh yeah. It's gone unnecessarily.
Right.
When I go back and I look, because you had taught us, okay, do you go back and look at what you spend your money on? And so when I go on my Navy Federal and I see the graph and I'm like, are you serious, Sophia? Like, really?
Right.
Like, you could have had all this extra, but you trying to eat out and do all this unnecessary stuff. But it's food in the house. So now I'm like, it's food in the house. Food in the house. But it took me to be where I'm at now to actually put that into perspective.
Can you guys imagine how much money you would have saved if you had these principles in effect? Yes. All right, Samantha's going to be our last one.
Good evening, y'all.
Good evening.
So to piggyback off of what my lovely sister said, okay, so I think I do the same thing. I realize I'm just irresponsible at this point. So, and it's not like I don't have like the gems. Like my daddy be telling me the gems, but like I'm not like grown, but like when I was growing up, they definitely got us like what we needed, not what we wanted. So when I get money, I'm gonna get what I want. And then I be thinking like, I could die tomorrow. Let me spend this money. So that's just how I feel. You know, I can't take it with me. So like, I'm just spending it.
But you can live tomorrow too,
Right.
and not have a biscuit.
I could. But many things I've learned, I really do need to, when it comes to like finance, I need to listen to my daddy. Not really my mom will be spending, like we here, But my daddy be telling me like, don't buy nothing until you can buy it 3 times. And I'm like, you right.
Yeah. By the time you finance the TV, you could have paid for 4.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm just irresponsible, and I'm trying to work on my irresponsibility.
All right. How old are you now, Brittany?
I am 23.
Oh, yeah, you still a baby. Learn what you need to learn now, baby. Because you're going to need a biscuit tomorrow.
distracted myself, and then I had to bring myself back. One thing that's been brought up to my attention is how like I'll just like if I get money, I'm just gonna spend it. I'm not necessarily just gonna spend it on me. I'm gonna take care of what I would need to take care of, but I'm either gonna put it into like the debt that I have, and then just put some of it into the debt that I have, some of it into making sure my sisters are good, which they're usually good. It's like,
You talking about now?
yeah.
You said that you trying to make sure your sister's good.
Like make sure they have like the stuff that I used to give them when I was just spoiling them, which they don't. I know I need to work on not.
Are you good?
No, which is the problem. But we're fixing that now. We're fixing that. We're working on it.
Help me, Lord.
So it's been brought to my attention.
Because whatever your sisters need is not mandatory.
No, it's not.
It's extras.
Yeah, exactly.
But you need mandatory.
Yeah. Yes. That's what's been brought to my attention. That was a wonderful way of putting that. That was perfect.
I'm glad it was brought to your attention that you need mandatory. And stop giving away the extras. Okay. All right. And he said, I was listening to a sermon this day to say, he said, not a word. And he said, not a word. All right, so take me to point 5. Are we at point 5? And Jesus said, not a word. Point 5. I don't know where we at right here, but I need to be at point 5 because we are going to finish these last 2. So don't ask no questions to the end because we're going to finish these last 2. All right. Point 5 is plan my spending. Plan my spending. Plan your way to smarter spending and saving. This is the law of budgeting. The law of budgeting. Somebody say, I need a budget. And I need to stick to that budget. Your budget is part of the word that says, write the vision, make it plain. I will plan so that I have enough for now and can leave a legacy. The Bible says that a righteous man saves an inheritance for his children's children. For his children's children. So then what it mean when you ain't got an inheritance to live off of right now? But you're taking care of your sisters. Anyway. You have to plan in order to be that righteous man that leaves an inheritance for you. Listen. I read that wrong for so many years because my plan was to have a home for each one of my children. I didn't want my children to have to fight over houses and stuff like that. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have enough homes so that my kids don't have to share anything. You know what I'm saying? From the oldest to the youngest, the oldest gets the most expensive home, and then work your way down. Then they don't have to share because y'all realize that people fight over everything when you die. So I said, it ain't gonna be no fighting over nothing that belong to me because I done prepaid my funeral. Y'all ain't got to fight about who gonna come up with the money for the funeral because I prepaid that. I already paid for my plot. It's already paid for. All y'all got to do is call and say she gone. Right? That's the way we should be. So, I mean, imagine how much stress your child is under that they lost you, and now they got to figure out how to bury you. That is cruel. That's cruel. So I prepaid. All they got to do is call Metropolitan and say, come get her. And call, Woodline and say, had an opening this day. They don't even have to pay for the opening and closing. Everything's already, headstone, everything's already paid for. So all they got to do is call the people. Okay? Because as a pastor, you have to realize that I deal with death a lot. And I am so tired of seeing families fall apart because people don't put things in order. I'm so tired of it. You got brothers and sisters who won't talk for years because mom or dad didn't leave things in order. You know, there's a church that I used to run revival at every year. I love them people. And my heart goes out to them because it's a family church. And the mother was the pastor, the founder, and built the church from the ground up. It's a beautiful church. But she did not leave anyone in charge when she passed. And she got like 10 kids and like 7 preachers. And I've been pastoring 16 years, and I started doing revivals with them maybe 3 years after I started pastoring. And the mother had just passed. So we're 13 years later, and they're still fighting over the church. Yeah, we got a plan. I save money faithfully. I honor God first. I keep good records, and then I plan my spending. Plan my spending. These are God's financial laws for having a stable financial plan. I have to plan everything that I'm spending. The things that you guys said when you came up, you got to realize that a lot of that was unplanned. And that's what caused so much trouble. It's unplanned. The Bible has a lot to say about planning. The Bible says that you should plan your time. The Bible says that you should plan your talents, your giftings. The Bible says that you should plan your businesses. The Bible is very specific about planning your finances. Very specific. Jesus preached more about finances than anything else. He preached more about finances than he preached about heaven or hell. Why should I plan? Proverbs 21:5 from the Catholic Bible says, plan carefully and you will have plenty. If you act too quickly, you will never have enough. Say what? Plan carefully. That means I have to have my spending plan done. I have to take time and use wisdom to plan my spending. If I plan carefully, I will have plenty. But if I act too quickly, I will never have enough. If you don't have plenty, then you're not planning carefully. If you're struggling financially right now, you are not planning carefully. You're not doing your due diligence to make sure to tell your money where you want it and need it to go. If you act too quickly, what does that mean? What do you think the Bible was talking about when it says, if you act too quickly, you will never have enough? Emotional spending, impulse spending, you're exactly right. That's what marketers call impulsive buying. Impulsive buying. It's emotional buying. I see it and I want it. You didn't even know you wanted it until you saw it. Especially if you go grocery shopping. Listen, I learned something in my home ed class back in high school that has stuck with me ever since then, over 30 years. Never go grocery shopping hungry. Never go. If you go grocery shopping hungry, you are going to spend more than you thought you were going to spend. Because everything you see, you got a taste for. Why? Because you're hungry. When you're hungry, you can eat anything. So everything you see, you want. Okay? God says in Proverbs 21:20, clause B, stupid stupid people spend their money as fast as they get it. Yes, it's in the word. I believe it's the the Living Bible translation. Okay? Look it up. You don't believe me? You don't believe it's in there? Look it up. Plain as day. Somebody give me another version. Look, he got his Bible open for real. That's what I'm talking about. He looking it up for real. Somebody give me another version of it. Okay, what it say? But a foolish man spinneth it up. Ain't that the same thing? Y'all just got issues with being called stupid. Okay, but you can be called foolish. To me, I'd rather you call me stupid than foolish. You want to know why? Because when God called you a fool, listen, coming up, fool in my house was a cuss word. If you call somebody a fool, you got smacked in your mouth. You a fool. We could watch it. We just couldn't say it. In the Bible, it says you're not supposed to say fool. Yo, find it for him. Find it for him, because they don't be believing me. They don't be believing me. But anyway, while he finding it, I'm going to remind you, God says, stupid people spend their money as fast as they get it. Where the stupid people at? Now y'all delivered. I need to be delivered more. Now y'all all of a sudden delivered. Yeah. New American Standard Bible says, there is precious treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise. The clause B. Come on with it. But a foolish man swallow it up. You got another translation? New International Reader's Version. Wise people store up the best food and olive oil. But foolish people eat up everything they have. Either way you look at it, you're stupid. Ooh, help us, Lord. Matthew 5:22. Which version am I reading? King James. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. I don't call people fool, I call them stupid. Huh? The Bible say you can't say fool. That Bible didn't tell me I can't say stupid. The Bible says stupid right there. Phew. Realize that it's a setup. Notice in merchandising, they always put the impulsive stuff right by the register. While you have to wait in line and stare at it and lust after it and actually taste it in your head, so you gotta get it and put it in your mouth. Oh, I need one of those. Especially like Burlington. They got a whole setup for impulse. You got a whole long aisle to wait to check out. Before you go to get in the checkout, they got a whole aisle there that you walk around to get in the checkout. They got the aisle you stand in while waiting to check out. And just in case they didn't get you yet, when you turn the corner to go to a register, they got a few things along the way. Yeah, K&G has it all. Yes, all the extras that you need. You know you already got socks at the house. You're just too lazy to go and find them and match them up. But you already got them. Listen, I don't know what happened to socks. I don't know what happened to socks. I buy socks constantly, and I think my kids just eat them up. I know that once my socks go to the laundry, it ain't never coming back, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I can say, these my socks. Don't touch my socks. Because I buy them socks like I buy me socks. But once my socks go to the laundry, they gone. GNT, what's GNT? The Good News Translation. Wise people live in wealth and luxury. There you go again. But stupid people spend their money as fast as they get it. Where the stupid people at? Y'all need to get wise. Get wise, get wise. Oh, I need one of those. I didn't even know I needed it, but I need one now. We'll throw that one up there too. I need a new charger for my phone. What's wrong with the old charger? I like this one longer. This one lights up. This one says a supercharge. Listen, if you super broke, you need to do a regular charge. Need no super nothing. Be a super saver. How about that? Super saver. Impulse buying gets you more and more in debt. More and more in debt. Do you realize that your impulse buying will shoot holes all through your budget?
Yeah.
It's based on emotion and it's unplanned. Regretful buying. Anybody understand? Regretful buying. Have you ever bought something that you regret buying? Of course you have. Because the Bible say, stupid people spend every time they got. My mama said, money burn a hole in your pocket. You can't sit still when you got money. You ain't gonna go nowhere and sit down till you're broke. Money itch you, don't it? Money itch you, don't it? Them old sayings, yeah. What's the antidote for that? How do you break the habit of impulsive buying? How do you break the habit of buying things you don't need with money that you don't have? You have to nip it in the budget. Nip it, nip it in the budget. If it ain't in the budget, you can't get it. Don't let the word budget scare you. Some of y'all, you say budget, you be like, budget, ooh. Budget, ooh. People freak out when you start saying the word budget. I'm not into finances. That's why you don't have any. Y'all know I was tired when I was writing this, right? I did it right before Bible study. That's why you ain't got no money, because you ain't into finances. Okay? A budget is simply planned spending. That's all. You don't have to be a finance guru in order to have a budget. A budget is nothing but planned spending. That's it. Realize within yourself that when you spend some money that you hadn't planned to spend, you're taking yourself into debt. I mean, it was a joke about nip it in the budget. But I really want you to realize this. When you buy something that was not in the plan, you are choosing to take yourself in debt. It's telling your money where you want it to go instead of wondering where it went. A budget is telling your money where you want it to go instead of wondering where it went. The Bible says if you want God to bless your finances, you need to plan your spending. You need a what? You need a what? Budget. Look, don't I say you need a, you're like, budget. Don't be stupid. I need a budget. The Bible teaches us that it is wise to budget. It is wise to budget because a stupid person spends everything they got. The law of budgeting includes 3 things. Living on a budget. Living on a budget. A lot of people plan a budget and stick it on the shelf and go ahead and spend their money however they want. What is the point of writing the budget if you still gonna do whatever you want to do? What's the point? You just wasted time. A budget will only work if you what? Live by it. Your budget can be bomb, but it's not going to work until you what? Live by it. Live by it. It's telling your money where you want it to go. It's not spending without a plan. Not spending without a plan. If that money was not planned to go in that direction, it's not going in that direction. You have to live by the budget. So don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Proverbs 21:20b. Stupid people spend their money as fast as they get it. You know, when you have an income tax check return coming, do y'all know people that spent half that money before it even get to the bank? Just stupid. That verse ought to be on a few refrigerators. Hint. Hint. Write that verse down and put it on your refrigerator. Write it down and put it on your mirror. Put it in your car. Proverbs 21:5 says, from the New Living Translation, good planning and hard work lead to prosperity. What? How many want to be prosperous? What do you need to do? Plan good and work hard. Plan good, work hard. Plan good, work hard, you get prosperous. Second clause. But hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Get rich quick schemes lead to poverty. Number 2, you need to set up a repayment plan. Somebody say, pay people back. Pay people back. I ain't never seen so many Christian old folks and don't try to pay them. I don't get it. How can God bless your finances when you owe somebody and won't pay them? It just don't work. You didn't get in debt overnight. You won't get out of debt overnight. You should have a setup. So you have to set up a repayment plan. And you have to be just as disciplined in the repayment plan as you are in tithing and saving. You got to plan how you're going to get out of debt. You got to plan how you're going to pay everybody off. You got to plan it. It don't just, boo, everybody paid. It don't work. You got to sit down and come up with your budget. Plan your repayment plan. You must do all of these in order to see the blessings of God on your finances. Proverbs 3:27-28. I want y'all to listen to the word. Keep the word in your database. Proverbs 3, verse 27-28 from the Living Bible. Don't withhold repayment of your debts. Yeah, y'all don't like that, do you? Don't withhold repayments of your debts. Don't say some other time if you can pay it now. Pay your debt. Pay your debt. Listen, the fact that the Bible says, owe no man anything but to love, says that if I want blessings, I have to be obedient. Owe no man nothing but to love. But if I want to be cursed, I be disobedient. So if I owe everybody, I'm debt free, I'm blessed. I owe everybody, I'm cursed. Okay, all right. Y'all ain't gotta receive it. It's all right. But you better pay people back. Listen. Folks so crazy now, they won't pay the pastor back. That's just crazy. How you think God gonna bless anything? That's just. You said it. Won't pay the church back. Old church money won't pay the church. That's just. It got real quiet, didn't it? Listen, the last person you need to owe is God. Matter of fact, I taught y'all during tithing that it says if you have to pay something else first, that you must pay your tithing with interest. Oh, I ain't got that for you yet. Oh, it's coming. One day in another lesson. Romans 13:8, NIV. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law. Let no debt be outstanding. What do you mean outstanding? What is outstanding debt? It's too much? Past due? Unpaid? But I pay every month. What does it mean to have an outstanding debt? It means you are only paying the minimum. You are not paying off the debt. Some people are so comfortable with owing somebody and not paying that they don't realize how cursed their life is. They think when they finally get money, I finally got some money. I need to take care of some stuff. No, you need to take care of your debt. If you take care of your debt, God will take care of your stuff. You're not realizing that you're continuing the cycle of debt by getting money and not paying off debt. You're cursing your own finance. That's when you end up with holes in your pocket. The money gone and you don't even have any idea where it went because you did not follow God's financial laws. These ain't my laws. These are God's financial laws. You can't, listen, if you love the Lord, you can't possibly think that you can break his laws and he's going to bless your breaking his laws. He's going to help you double your money when you don't listen to what to do with the money. How? How, Sway? How? You are taking yourself further and further into financial curse. Further and further. Number 3, making a will. Nobody wants to talk about making a will. So you keep on dying without a will and your family be fussing. And then some people so nonchalant about it, they be like, well, I be gone. They can do whatever they want to do. You don't care about how they feel or the fights that take place. You don't care. You don't care. You need a will. I don't care if you're single, married, young or old. You need a will. You need to tell your money where you want it to go after you die. If you don't have a will, the government has already decided where your money is going to go. You know how many people leave money in the bank, leave property, and don't will it to nobody? It becomes the government's. That's sad. It's sad. Listen. Some of y'all young and single, you don't think you need a will, whatever the case may be. You still, listen, at least do a, no, I ain't getting nobody no power of attorney, man. Forget that. Shoot. You can leave an executor of your estate. That means you have power of attorney when I die. I ain't getting nobody power of attorney when I'm alive. POD? Yeah, that's it. At least go to your bank and put a POD on your account. Pay upon death. Pay upon death. Because in order for someone to get your bank account, they would have to go down to the city and become the executor of your estate to get your bank account. And if all you had was your little $2,000 in savings anyway, now they got to pay all these fees and stuff to become your executor to get a little $2,000. No, do a POD. Pay on death. Pay on death. Pay on death. What does that mean? It means as soon as I die, my kids, whoever I put their name on my account as POD, they can't touch my money when I'm alive. They can't touch my money if I'm in a coma. They can only touch that money once they have a death certificate. That's it. But at least the government don't take your money. Leave it to somebody you love. Yes, ma'am? Is that the same as a beneficiary? No. A beneficiary is something that you're paying for to get. Like you pay your insurance so that when you die, the beneficiary gets your insurance policy. Your bank account, you're not paying. It's your money. They what? Okay, but that means you have to have a will. Right, but that's POD, pay upon death. Right. What I'm saying is, I guess every bank's different. Bank lady, what is it called? You just realized that that's where you seen her before at the bank? Lord jeez, they've been in church together over 6 months and she just realized she worked at the bank.
So the form is called POD, payable upon death. However, it does say beneficiaries. That's
who's getting it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do the percentages, however you want to set it up, and then they have a contingent. That's the secondary. So if something happens to the primary beneficiary, it goes to them.
All right. Go get the POD form. Get the POD form. Pay upon death. All they got to do is go down there and pay the $12 for your death certificate. They're public. Pay you $12 for your death certificate. Take the death certificate to the bank, and they get your account. At least do that, because I know some of y'all ain't gonna do no will. At least do that. At least do that. Okay? Because see, if you're young and single, at least let your mama get your bank account. You know, well, help us, Lord. Help us, Jesus. Help us, God. Help us, God. Yeah, Evangelist Molly willed hers to the church. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can POD to the church. Yes. Because if you know your family ain't gonna do nothing but blow the money anyhow, make it go to something worth for something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got somebody in their life that's going to, you know what I'm saying, really do what they need to do with money. So, hey, you know. Listen, how do y'all, I ain't even going to go there. Come on.
Is a living will the same as
No.
Okay. So what's the
Living will is only about what happens to you if you go in a coma or something like that. Do you want to resuscitate? Whatever the case may be. That's all a living will is. Okay. Living will is while you're living. You need to have one of them too so they don't fight on when to pull the plug. When I took my dad for his surgery, he didn't have a living will, so they had to ask him, okay, well, if you if you down the table, do you want us to bring you back to life? He was like, yeah. He said, okay, well, if for any reason you go into a coma, do you want to be on life support or do you want us to let you go? He said, give me a chance, man, dang. I was weak. He acted like he was dying for it. He said, give me a chance, man, dang. He acted like he was going on a breathing machine for real. Do you want to decide where you want your money to go, or do you want the government to decide for you?
I want to decide.
Mm-hmm. February is National Make-A-Will Month, and most of us never heard of that.
What is that?
February is National Make-A-Will Month. Listen, we procrastinate too much. We procrastinate too much. No man know the day or the hour. You could walk out of here and drop dead tonight. Bless God, that's not going to happen to any of us. What I'm saying is we don't know when. We don't know when. Don't procrastinate on what I'm telling you. Don't procrastinate. If you're not going to take time to go to a lawyer to get a will done, because it does cost, at least do POD on your accounts. At least listen, you can write up your own living will. They give you the living will paperwork every time you go in the hospital for any procedure. They give you the paperwork. And if you're anything like me, you get the paperwork and then you say, yeah, I need to do this, and then set it over to the side. No. Fill it out. Okay? If you can't afford a will, so that people can't fight, I don't even want to use that word. The hood will. Do the hood will. Is write the will up yourself and get it notarized. Okay? Do a hood will. Write it up and get it notarized. That this is what I want to happen. Do a hood will. Yeah, it costs a notary. But we have several notaries here. I'm a notary. Nisha is a notary. Alicia is a notary. You got several notaries here at the church. Who do you give it to? Oh, yeah, because that's the bank lady. Yeah, she a notary too. Okay, her question is, who do you give it to? If she does the will, who does she give it to? I would give it to somebody who I could trust. You know what I'm saying? You could even do it like you're a member of the church. So you could put, my will, and it goes into the safe, and then something happened to you, then we'll be able to go to the family. We wouldn't give them the original. We'll show them some copies because we don't want them to tear it up and be like, it ain't available now. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be like, because you don't want to give it to somebody in your family and then it causes strife in your family and you're still alive. Yeah. You understand me? Because they're going to fight like they would have fought when you died. Now they're going to fight. I can't believe she left that to her. And I ain't even dead. Give me a chance. Stay. No, next week we're going to start with the last principle. Enjoy what I have. Enjoy what I have. Any questions concerning tonight's lesson? Any questions? It is my desire. Go straight across, baby. It is my desire as your pastor that you improve your finances. It is actually my desire as your pastor that you be debt free. But that is something that I cannot give to you. And it's something that God can't even give to you if you won't obey his principles. Listen, debt causes too much stress. Stress kills. Okay? Your financial plan or God's financial plan? Your financial plan, how it been working for you? At least give God a chance, man. Dang. Yes, ma'am.
My question goes to the set up a repayment plan, and it says, basically, you said you must pay more than the minimum.
Yes.
So what if you just like cram in on one and pay the minimum on the other and keep those in?
Well, that means if that's what you're doing, that means you have set up your financial plan, your repayment plan. You know, if you have a couple credit cards and you've sat down and you've written out your financial repayment plan, of course, the first one that you're going to aggressively attack will be the one with the highest interest. Sometimes people want to pay off one that's smaller, but that's not smart. It's smarter to pay off the one with the most interest. It's going to cost you the most in the end.
Okay. So it's okay to pay the minimum on the other cards and just
While you aggressively attack the first one.
Okay.
But when that first one is paid off, whatever you are aggressively putting towards that first one, you take that and what you was given to the second one, combine it to pay off the second one.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Don't say one down, so much heal. No. You take that same, if you was paying, if you had 3 credit cards you were paying off, and one credit card was 30%, one of them was 20%, and another one's 18%. You're paying $200 a month on the 30%, $100 a month on the 20%, and $50 a month on the 18%. Once that 30% one is paid off, you take that $200, add it to the $100 you were already paying, and now pay $300 a month to pay off the 20%. Once that one's paid off, you take the $300 you're paying there plus the $50 you were paying over here, and now you pay $350 a month towards the 18%. That is how you aggressively attack debt.
So I have 2 things. One with the repayment. If you have a lot of outstanding debt, especially like hospital bills and stuff on your credit and stuff, how can you, would it be better to do like a bankruptcy so you can just, if you don't have that, where you can pay all of it, or?
If there's a way that you can pay it with your income to debt ratio, then you should pay it. But if your income to debt ratio is where you can never be able to afford to pay it back, then that's an option.
So how would you, well, I guess I can find that out on how to do that.
A lot of times you have to realize that when you have these old bills, you can do settlements. You know? So then when you get your income tax returns, okay, you can work it out with say you got a $500 medical bill over here and a $600 medical bill over there. They've been outstanding. They're in collections. What you can do is you can call them once you find out how much you're getting back for your income tax. You can say, hey, it's income tax season. I am trying my best to pay off as much as I can. I can't afford to pay you the $600, but can we settle this debt for $300? And then they say, no, we need $400. And you be like, I got $300. Listen, you got to be able to stand your ground. Okay? I got $300. And I can send and I can pay the $300 and clear this debt if you'll settle for that. You know? Especially when you're dealing with companies like Portfolio. You know what I'm saying? These other collections. Listen. First and foremost, never admit to a collection company that the debt is yours. Never do that. Never. If a debt collector calls your phone, you need to say, I cannot confirm or deny that I owe this money. Send it to me in writing.
They don't send it. I did that one time before. They went and they couldn't tell me nothing. They said, well, I need you to identify. I'm like, why ain't identify?
Because
nothing?
once you say on that phone that it's you and that's your debt, they got you. I'm not trying to tell you how to scam the system. I'm not. Yes, because they buy these debts, pennies on a dollar. Okay? So say you owe $7,000. They will buy this $7,000 account for $70 and then aggressively go after you for $7,000. So anything this company gets is a benefit to them because they only pay $70. That's why you always want to do settlements, because they already in the positive if they get anything from you.
So let me say this. If there's proof that if there's still, if the debt is young enough for it to be statements and an application, that's all they need to take you to court. And a company like Portfolio, a lot of other companies won't. I'm telling you, but Portfolio will take you to court. I know.
But they have to prove the debt. And most of these collection companies cannot prove the debt because they bought just the debt. They don't have the records behind it to prove it's yours or what you owe. I went to court. I said, hey, man. Hey, man. But it's your address. I said, but it said Michelle Brown. Ain't mine. Well, you know it's still ain't mine. He said, that's a nice ring you got on your finger. I said, yep. He said, you can afford to pay this debt. I said, this ring ain't got nothing to do with that debt. Ain't mine. We went before the judge, and they stood there. They said, we can see how she's dressed. They talk about your dress. They talk about, we can see she has a nice jewelry, so she could afford it. He said, Your Honor, he said, Ms. Bowman, what do you got to say about it? Ain't mine. It said Michelle Brown. I'm Michelle Bowman. Ain't mine. He said, y'all know I want to move that you do a garnishment. He said, bruh. She said, ain't hers. He said, but we can see it's Michelle B. and the address. He said, it ain't hers. Refile it with the right name and the right proof, and then we'll talk. I ain't seen him since. Never admit. And don't talk on the phone because they record you. Send it to me in writing. You don't need my name. You calling me. Who are you? You don't call me and ask me what my name is. I don't know who you. You could be a stalker. I ain't verified. Verify? What's wrong with you? Y'all don't listen. You don't talk to none of these people giving out no information over the phone. Nothing. I don't care if they say listen, Social Security Administration don't call your house and ask you to verify your Social Security number. That's stupid. That's stupid.
And also, do not pay all the debt until you're ready to pay off the debt.
Don't ever get them $5 on the debt.
If it's charged off, don't put not nail dime on it unless you're ready to pay it off.
To settle it.
And if it's old, let it go and run out. Let it run its course.
Run that 7 years, because after 7 years, they got to drop it off. That's why they come after you. Every time you pay something on it, it recycles that time. I don't care if you put $1 on it, it recycles their time. But after 7 years, it got to drop anyhow. Just.
Okay, the second thing is, I normally don't do this, but I'm going to follow my spirit. But as a 38-year-old, it's as a young person, it's better to receive this now so you won't be, my age and now just getting it. Because it's being an adult, it's harder to
make up
to it. So if you never got nothing before, get this.
Stay away from credit cards. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away from credit cards.
And I don't even have credit card debt because I ain't never been able to get a credit card.
And listen, I run into so many people, I think it's called SLH. Gosh, I forgot what the initials mean. But I run into so many of you guys when I'm working with you guys on getting your budget and finances in order, that you have all these medical bills. If you are young and don't have insurance, they have this thing called SLH that will pay for your medical bill if you go to a emergency room. Okay? SLH, it'll pay for it. Now, if you have bills with Centera, you know, whether it's your copays or anything like that, Centera offers a financial assistance. As long as the bill hasn't gone to collections, they offer financial assistance. So as soon as you get that first Centera bill, you go and you call that number and say, I need financial assistance. They can write all of that off, but they cannot write it off once it has gone to collections. They cannot write it off. But, you know, they give it to you when you go in there, but you know, y'all sign the papers and throw them to the side. But as a reminder, when that first bill comes to you, the number is right at the bottom of the bill. Every statement they send to you is right down there. Every statement they send is right down there. If you let it go into collections, it's too late. Okay? But you can apply for SLH, and they will pay the entire bill when you don't have insurance.
And also, when you was asking about when you told her to do a settlement, when I did the first time home buyers class, they told me to make sure that whatever settlement they give you, they send you the letter saying that
In
they're
writing.
accepting this first before you send them the
Yes.
money, because they'll say they never agreed to.
Right. You want it in writing.
And I had another question. My kid's father asked me to be the beneficiary for his accounts and everything, but because I'm trying to do everything in order, we're not doing anything off, you know, like that's not appropriate. But I want to make sure that I'm following what God is saying.
Girl, if you don't let him put aside you for that money, what's wrong with you?
I just making sure.
Order.
I'm making
Listen,
sure, because I'm not
Junebug can come off the street and say, can I put you down as a beneficiary? I'm going to say, yup.
I'm not trying to get, cursed or be tied to stuff that, if something's wrong,
First of all, he ain't dead. He ain't died no signs of, girl, listen. Joe Blow can come in here and say, can I put you as a beneficiary? Yup.
I just want to make sure.
Yup. Send it to me. And I pray that you live as long as God wants you to live. I will not try to kill you. But I will be your beneficiary. Okay? All right, well, I wanted to cover the last two tonight, but as you see, that didn't happen. But I'm glad that you guys have been learning from this series on becoming a better steward, because it's time to be walking in the blessings that God has for us. We got to stop cursing ourselves so that we're stressing ourselves out, and living beneath what God has for us. It's time to live a blessed life. It's really time to live a blessed life. But in order to live that blessed life, you got to be obedient to the will of God for